Hi everyone. In this video I will discuss the proper usage of disposable gloves and how important this practice help prevents transmission of pathogenic microorganisms to food. Contamination of food by the hands of food handlers is an important cause of foodborne illness outbreaks. For this reason, many food establishment operators and health departments have encouraged required kitchen staff to wear gloves while handling foods. Currently, there are no requirements for glove use in food service establishments, but an no-bare hands policy is recommended for handling ready-to-eat foods. Examples of ready-to-eat foods are cooked foods, garnishes for plates and drinks like lettuce, parsley, lemon wedges, sandwiches, fruits and vegetables served raw, appetizers, bread, toast, rolls, pastries and baked goods, salads and salad ingredients, and cold cuts. The main reason for not touching ready-to-eat foods with bare hands is to prevent viruses and bacteria which are present on your hands from contaminating the food. Improper food handling is one of the most causes of foodborne illnesses. With proper knowledge, food employees can prevent the transfer of viruses and bacteria from hands to the customer's food. In the next slide, you will see a video presentation about the proper changing of gloves created by the State Food Safety.
To put on a pair of gloves, take the first glove by the cuff and slide your opposite hand into it, touching as little of the outside of the glove as you can. Use your gloved hand to take the second glove by the cuff and slide your bare hand into it. Careful not to touch your bare hand with your gloved hand. Proper glove removal is also important, particularly if you have handled raw animal products. To remove dirty gloves without contaminating your hands, pinch near the cuff of the first glove and pull it over your hand so that it turns inside out as it comes off. Wad the first glove into a ball in your gloved hand, then slide a finger under the cuff of the second glove, pinch the inside of the cuff, and pull the glove over your hand so that it turns inside out over the first glove as it comes off. This process keeps dangerous pathogens contained within the gloves and prevents them from becoming airborne or contaminating your hands and forearms, which can easily happen during hasty or careless glove removal. Follow the proper glove removal process and you will be well on your way to eliminating cross-contamination.
Gloves and utensils, such as tongs, serving spoons, forks, or ladles, can be used to minimize bare hand contact of food. If gloves are used incorrectly, however, the risk of contamination by a gloved hand is the same as for a bare hand. Disposable gloves are a single-use item or article and do not take the place of good hygiene and proper hand washing. As hand washing does not remove all pathogens from hands, the Food Code also specifies that bare hand contact should be prevented when working with ready-to-eat food and minimized when working with non-ready-to-eat food by the use of barriers such as disposable gloves, deli tissue, and utensils. Food workers can spread foodborne illness in the food service environment through hand contact with pathogens from their gastrointestinal tracts or objects, or food contaminated with pathogens and subsequent passage of pathogens to food. Hand contact with food represents a potentially important mechanism by which pathogens may enter the food supply. The foodborne illness outbreaks attributed to food contaminated by food workers found high of these outbreaks involve the transmission of pathogens to food by workers' hands. Proper use of gloves. Number 1. Hands must be washed and dried thoroughly before wearing gloves, when changing to a new pair of gloves, and after removing the gloves. Here's the video about the CDC or the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention approved method to washing your hands step by step. Number 2. A new pair of gloves must be worn when changing tasks. For example, after handling raw meats or before handling ready-to-eat food. After covering mouth during sneezing or coughing, blowing nose or touching hair. Again, hands must be washed after gloves have been removed as frequently as possible. A pair of gloves should not be worn for more than 4 hours. Prolonged use of a single pair of gloves can result in excess perspiration on hands, which provides ideal conditions for bacterial growth on the skin. Gloves are also more likely to leak or tear if worn for extended periods. Number 3. Disposable gloves should only be used once. Number 4. Gloves should always be worn by employees who have cuts, sores, or rashes on hands, who wear orthopedic support devices on the hands that cannot be adequately cleaned, such as casts and braces, who wear artificial nails or fingernail polish. Thank you for watching. If this is your first time in this channel, please click the icons like, subscribe, and the notification bell.